Hi everyone and welcome to Tutor Time, and I'll be your tutor today, Miss Allen. Today I'm going to be reviewing rounding. This is something that scholars start to learn in the third grade, and we spend a lot more time working on it at the beginning of the year in fourth grade. So this will be a Common Core standard for both the third grade and fourth grade. But if any scholar is still struggling with the concept or the skill, this is a great review video for them. So let's get started. So the first thing we're going to do is go over the rounding rules. And there are just two simple rules. So if the number next to or after, because remember when we're looking at numbers, we read numbers from left to right, just like we read words. So if the number next to or after the number you're rounding is 5 or higher, we round up. And if the number is 4 or lower, we round down. Let's say that one more time. If the number is 5 or higher, we round up. And if the number is 4 or lower, we round down. So let's get started. I've written down a few numbers and they're going to help us with our practice. So we have about 6 examples. We're only going to be rounding up to our thousands. This is crooked. We're only going to be rounding up to our thousands, but you use the same rules to help you round, whether you're rounding up to the millions or the 100,000s. You use the same strategy. 5 or higher, we round. That's right, scholars. And if it's 4 or lower, we round. That's right. Believe it or not, I can hear you. So, scholars, let's get started. I'm going to use 2 different color markers. I'm going to use red and blue. Now, I'm going to use the red because when we're rounding, we need to make sure that we underline the number that we're rounding to. So if this number is 22, we're going to round to the tens. So to the 2 and to the 9. I'm going to do 1 and 2. We're going to round to the tens. And so we need to look at the number that's right after it. So if this number is 2, so is it bigger than 5 or smaller than 5? That's right. 2 is smaller than 5 and it's below 4. So we're going to round down. That's right. And when we round down, we keep the number or numbers that's ahead, and our number is 2. And then we just put a 0 in all of the numbers that would come after. So we were rounding to the closest 10 and our number is 22. We're going to round down. So the closest number that 22 would be is closest to 20. Very good, scholars. Let's do another one. 895. We're rounding in our tens column. So scholars, let's look at our next number, which is 5. So are we going to round up or are we going to round down? That's right, scholars. We're going to round down. Oops, Miss Allen made a mistake. The number is 5. Thank you for correcting me. We're going to round up. So, scholars, if we're rounding up and your number is 9, we can't round 9 up because the next number would be 10. So, scholars, we need to come over to our number 8, which is in the hundreds column, and we need to take that number up. So, the 8 becomes a 9, and then the numbers in the tens column and the ones column become zeros. Very good, scholars. Make sure you're keeping up. So now on my next one, I'm going to round to the hundreds. So let's take a look. I just underlined, I'm rounding to the hundreds. Let's look at the number that's right before or after the number 9, and it's 6. Is it larger than 5 or lower than 5? That's right, scholars. 6 is larger than 5. So we're going to round up. So, scholars, we're going to round our number 9 up, and the number that comes after it is 10. So, scholars, the 9 will become 10, and the two numbers after it will become 0. So, the number that we will round 967 to, because the 6 is larger than 5, we round up and it becomes 1,000. Make sure that any number afterwards, it becomes a 0. So here we go, scholars. Let's go to our next problem. We're rounding to the 2. Now, here where we have thousands, so we do have a number ahead of it. So let's see what happens. We have 3,276. We're going to look at this number 7, and we're going to decide, are we going to round up or are we going to round down? We're going to round up. Scholars, can you tell me why we're going to round up? That's right, because the 7 is bigger than 5. So we're going to round up. So we're going to keep our 3 in the thousands column, and then we're going to change the 2 in the hundreds column to a 3, and then we're going to put zeros after the number. Very good, scholars. So now we're getting tough. We're getting higher. So, scholars, let me scoot back a little bit so you can see the number. So, scholars, we have 5,828. We've rounded to the tens, we've rounded to the hundreds, and now we're going to be rounding to the thousands. And again, don't be afraid of big numbers, because I like to say big numbers mean big money, and everybody loves big money. So we can't be afraid of big numbers. So here we go. This is really, really easy. So remember, we look at the number that comes right after, that's right next to the number that we're rounding, which is 5, and we're going to look at it, 8. So is 8 larger or smaller than 5? That's right, scholars. It's larger. You guys are so smart. I'm telling you, I don't even know why I do these videos. So here we go. If this number is larger than 5, then what are we going to do? That's right. We're going to round up. So, scholars, now we're going to change this 5 to 6. And what do we do with the numbers that come after the 6? That's right. We change it to 0. So let's put our zeros in. And so now, scholars, let's move to the next number. Now I'm going to write the answer right below it, because I don't want to write on my walls. So here we go. So remember, we're rounding to the nearest thousand. So we need to look at the number that's right after it, which is 7. Is 7 larger than 5 or lower than 5? That's right, scholars. It's higher than 5. So therefore, we're going to round up. That's right, scholars. So now we're going to keep the 6 the same, but we're going to change this 2. What number comes after 2? That's right, 3. And what do we do with the numbers that come after the 3? That's right, we change them to zeros. So, scholars, 62,746 when we're rounding to the nearest thousand becomes 63,000. 5,828 when we're rounding to the nearest thousand. We have to look in the hundreds column. That becomes 6,000. 3,276 becomes 3,300 when we're rounding. 967 becomes 1,000, and 895 becomes 922 will become 20. Remember the rule: if it's 5 or more, we round up. If it's 4 or lower, we round down. So that's it, scholars. A easy breezy, quick lesson in rounding. And remember, it doesn't matter how large the number, the rules stay the same. So, parents and scholars, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you next time on Tutor Time. Bye.